really quick story that illustrates how I've handled this using the formula E plus R equals O. One of the most emotionally, I would say the most emotionally difficult thing that has happened to me this year is losing my hair. I had hair that was shoulder length, a few little bangs in front, but all one length, about shoulder length. I went to my first chemotherapy treatment Wednesday, April 14th, 2010. Funny how we never forget these days. And the nurse looked at me and she said, "Oh, you have pretty thick hair." She said, "Unfortunately, you have about 2 to 3 weeks." And she said, "That's all going to start to come out." And she said it will come out in clumps and chunks, and she said that just be prepared for that to happen in the next couple of weeks so you're not totally devastated. And I looked at her and I said, "No, it's not going to fall out." I said, "I'm going to control how this happens to me." I said, "I'm going to take charge of as much as I possibly can." So I decided to cut my hair very short. And in fact, I'm checking out your hair right now. Yours is so cute. And I decided to cut it super short, almost like that. And I thought that way it doesn't fall out in clumps and chunks. It was still falling out. And we would wake up in the morning. I would vacuum my pillowcase each morning because I would wake up and turn around and I had that much hair laying on the pillowcase. And I will admit, I cried. There were a few tears definitely shed along the way. I went, gosh, this is so hard. And in fact, one day I remember I was in the shower and I tipped my head back to get it wet, and all of a sudden I heard this noise. And I heard kind of a splat sound. And I turned around and I looked at the drain, and there was a lot of my hair. And I was like, oh boy, this is really happening. It's happening very quickly. And I had shampoo in the palm of my hand, and so I put the shampoo back and I started to suds my hair. And I brought my hand back around, and it was just full of my hair. My hair that was thick was now all there in my hand. And again, I started to cry. That's the event in my life, and my response was, oh my gosh, this is happening really fast. I started to cry. And I am an aspiring songwriter. In fact, that's what brings me to Nashville. So you all know who Reba McEntire is, right? She had a song in May that was popular on country radio. It was about a relationship. It was called "Consider Me Gone." Do you all know that song? Okay. Well, I can share with you some of the lyrics, but I actually had the radio on while I was in the shower and I was listening to that. And so I was crying in the shower, and all of a sudden I heard Reba singing, "If I'm not the one thing you can't stand to lose, consider me gone." And I just started laughing. And that's where my response dictated the outcome here. So ladies, I had a choice, right? I could cry. That's one option. That's one potential response. I could curl up in the fetal position or sit there on the tub of the drain tub sobbing, why me? Why is this happening to me? But I chose to laugh instead of cry. And that's where it's so powerful. You factor in your response, which ultimately dictates the outcome. And then we went to the hair salon and we decided to have my head shaved because it hadn't all fallen out in the shower, but I had lost a lot. It was not pretty. And I said, we're going to go to the salon and get this buzzed. Well, then we found the Cancer Society, and we found their Look Good, Feel Better catalogs, and we decided to order a bunch of wigs. So I'll wrap up this story by telling you how I ultimately chose my response to this terrible event, which has completely shifted my outcome. We ordered all these wigs, and I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have an online fashion show because I'm on Facebook and so are like all of my friends in this generation. And we took pictures of me as a saucy redhead with long red hair, with blonde caramel hair, with brunette, short, long, with hats on, all these different things. I uploaded all these pictures to Facebook to get my friends involved, and I said, comment on the photos, let me know what you like, help me decide Joy's next look here for the summer. So when you're having a bad day, I really wanted to share that story with you about E plus R equals O, and just recognize no matter what event it is that happens in your life, even something as devastating as a cancer diagnosis, you choose your response.